Hello everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel. Based on the feedback we received for our webinar on current challenges, we have prepared this video exclusively on how to start your own business. Let us begin with understanding what is business. Business, as the word suggests, means being busy at doing things. Anything that is legal and that is done to earn profits is termed as business. Business aims at fulfilling the needs of a customer and gain monetary benefits for it. What is the importance of business? Why should we be looking to get into business? Business definitely gives you exponential growth. It empowers you to use your talent or potential for your own good and for your own growth. Business requires you to have freedom of thoughts, courage to face your fears, and passion to be an achiever. What is your reason for getting into business? Is it a job regret or your self-esteem, or it is your family background, or you're very passionate of getting into business? Search for your reason for getting into business before starting any, because this is the motivation that is going to help you keep going strong and going long. Now, let us look at what are the types of entrepreneurs or types of people that we encounter in businesses. The first category are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are those who are filled with a lot of negativity. They would always have an excuse for not doing things. They live life like helpless victims or exhausted souls who have no enthusiasm or passion in doing anything. They have developed a negative attitude and feel like a loser in life, business, as well as in society. Blame, guilt, unhappiness, and bitterness became a way of life for them. The second category are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are those who want to do something, but that is just a wish list for them. Even if they do not achieve it, it does not seriously impact them. And that is the reason why they are very lazy. They know that the task is simple, but still don't give 100% commitment to accomplish it. At times, they suddenly would show the miraculous achievements, and that comes because they have succeeded in motivating themselves. But this motivation is not consistent due to unclear goals in life. The third category are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are those who are the doers. They walk the talk. They are achievers and people full of passion and energy. Even if they are unaware of how to do a particular thing, they will learn it and do it, or at least get it done. They invest time, money, and resources in creating systems and strategies. They are very particular and get into details when it comes to execution. They have a vision and focus on it and are consistent in their actions. Whenever you plan to start a business, there are legal formalities that you need to complete, one being the registration of your business form. For that, let us understand the various business forms. First category is the sole proprietorship. This requires the minimum amount of legal formalities. This is single owner business controlled by an individual, and hence the liabilities are unlimited. If you take a business loan for your sole proprietorship business, but you fail to repay those loans, then your personal properties are liable to be sold off to repay this loan. Partnership, as the name suggests, this is an association of two or more people. However, the number cannot be greater than 20. And partners can also not transfer their shares to one another. The next form is LLP, or the Limited Liability Partnerships. This is a trade-off between a private limited company and a partnership. You enjoy the benefits of a partnership firm and the security of a private limited company. A private limited company, here the number of members can vary from 2 to 50. Members' liabilities is limited just to shares. And this form of business can raise funds through issue of shares and also from financial institutions. Minimum 1 lakh rupees is required to incorporate a private limited company, and this form of business requires the maximum amount of compliances. The last form of business that we will be looking is the one person company. As the name suggests, only one person acts as a shareholder and director of that company. Legal and financial liability is limited only to the company. I have a small suggestion with respect to registering your business form. If you are looking or going to deal with other companies and going to get businesses from them, I would suggest you to go for private limited company. But if you're looking to start a small venture, then please do not get into other forms. Go for a sole proprietorship registration. Two more very important entities for any business from legal standpoint are your tax registration as well as your annual compliances. Let us look at both one by one. With respect to tax registration, the first is GST. If the turnover of your company is more than 40 lakhs, then you need to have a GST registration. Import-Export Registration Code is mandatory for international trading businesses. Professional tax registration. This is mandatory for all business forms across all states. Employee state insurance registration. If you have more than 10 employees in your company, this is a mandatory requirement for you. Provident fund registration. If the number of employees is more than 20, the provident fund registration of each employee is mandatory. MSME registration or the Udyog Aadhaar. This is not a mandatory requirement. However, if you are planning to get some loans or to gain some government subsidies or any government schemes, this is one document that is being asked everywhere. So even though it is not mandatory, it is a must-have document for all businesses. Now let us look at what are the yearly compliances. First is the IT returns. These are mandatory for all business forms and are done annually. Accounting. This is a detailed book of your incomes and expenses. Whatever business form you are in, you must have a proper track record of your expenses and incomes. Accounting helps you finalize your financial statements. GST returns. Monthly, quarterly, and annual GST returns are to be filed if you have a GST number. Secretarial compliances. One person company, limited liability partnership, that is LLP, or private limited companies have to comply with secretarial compliances. Statutory compliances. One person company or LLP with a turnover greater than 40 lakhs have to fulfill all statutory compliances. Now let us quickly look at what are the various business sectors. We have tried to categorize this into three very simple forms, that is manufacturing, trading, and service sectors. In manufacturing, you have new product wherein you develop your own new product and sell it under your own brand. Job work production, wherein you don't have your own product. Some company gives you his product along with raw materials, and you just convert those raw materials to finished product and hand it over to the other company who sells it in his brand name. Manufacturing for other brands, here is where you create the entire product right from procuring the raw material, but you just hand over that product to other company and it is marketed under another brand name. Raw material and packing material manufacturing, these are required for any other manufacturing companies, and raw material and packing material is something that you can manufacture yourself and send it to other companies. Then we also have the refurbishment, repair, and even the original equipment manufacturer, wherein you can manufacture the equipments that are required for production facilities, as well as you can repair and refurbish those equipment. In the trading sector, you can sell directly to the customers, sell directly to the companies, or get into import-export related business. In service sector, you have a wide variety of opportunities, right from service to end users, service to manufacturers, BPO services, financial services, IT services, transportation and logistics services, banking and NBFC services. You could also get into the consultancy businesses, right, with technical and R&D consultancy, financial and investment consultancy, as well as HR consultancy and management consultants. Now that we have looked at what are the various forms of business, what are the various sectors, let us look at how to start your own business practically. We call these as the 7 pillars of any business. The first is marketing. How do you create your brand and create its own value? Marketing your product or service is very essential for generating sales. You can use the conventional marketing techniques or can even rely on digital marketing. You can set up your own team for it or sign a contract for digital marketing specially. But you should assign a budget and resources for marketing in your business plans. Second is the sales. Sales and after sales service. This is the team that defines how good you are at converting the opportunities created by the marketing team. This team also plays a vital role in defining the customer retention rates and also helps in marketing your brand through the most trusted source, that is, words of experience or references given by your existing customers. Operations. These are the folks who are going to do the value adding work for you. They are going to create the product or services that will be deliverable to the end customers. So you are definitely going to need these. So you are definitely going to need this team to start a business. In the initial phase, of your business, try to have people who are multi-skilled or multi-dimensional. This will reduce your operational costs. R&D. This is going to be your team for new product development as well as troubleshooting of your existing products. As your business grows, you are definitely going to register or add new products to your portfolio. This team will ensure that you have the right quality products. Management. The person might be you or your colleague who has invested in the business and who are going to manage the entire show and are responsible for taking key business decisions. Accounts. If you have to maintain your books accurately and count your money accurately. Expenses and incomes should be captured exactly and timely alerts or flags should be raised whenever there is a risk observed. If you are not aware of your money, then you aren't going to be a good entrepreneur. This is generally the most neglected department in any organization, but actually this is the most important one because you are doing business for money, and if you can't measure that, then God save you. Human resource. To run the entire show, you need people with different skill sets. You cannot handle it alone. You should have an accurate estimate of the number of people required and their jobs and roles and responsibilities that they would be handling. It is not a hard and fast rule that you have all these departments in place while starting any new business. What we are trying to suggest you is that these are the lenses that you should look through while starting a business. Based on the capacity of your business, you have to take timely decisions on these fronts. Now I would be sharing you a few tips for being a successful entrepreneur. Address excuses. Our first tip is related to getting started. Countless people dream of becoming an entrepreneur but never do so. You will have a number of excuses, right from money, time, responsibilities, fear. You will have infinite reasons or excuses which will stop you from taking that first step. But if there is a will, there is a way. Open-minded. Listen to what others, that is your family members, friends, experts, and even your mind has to say. Be a sponge and absorb everything. Keep an open mind, have a 360-degree view towards everything. Don't have a preconceived notion or be judgmental very early. Don't ignore the advice from experts and business veterans because they know what works practically and what doesn't. A smart person is one who learns from others' mistakes. Instead of reading success stories, read failure stories. You will gain immense learnings over there. Always seek feedback from your customers. This is the biggest tip or the greatest success mantra for any entrepreneur, that is solve a problem. When you are starting your business, focus on what the problem is and what you are going and which problem you are going to solve. If you are going to focus on solving an issue rather than selling a product, you are definitely going to succeed. Remember, what is said with invention applies even with businesses. That is, necessity is the mother of all inventions. If your product or service is going to be the necessity to solve a problem, you probably don't need to take much efforts in selling your product. Keep it simple. Start small and narrow your focus. Create a simple, good quality product or service and test it on a limited customers before rolling it out to a larger audience. Cut unnecessary features which would add to your cost and distract your focus from the core functionality of the product or service. Clearly differentiate between wish list and must-have features. Managing customer expectations is the key for any business, and this is very well explained by the Kano model. Budget. Estimate the cost of your business idea. Factor in every expense in the form of rent, electricity, salary, supplies, marketing, and others. Also include your personal expenses that you would need to withdraw for your livelihood. Double up your estimated expenses because in actual you are going to need more than what you have estimated. It is better to have surplus funds than rather fall short halfway through. Prepare for the worst. Many a times businesses have to face situations wherein they have very limited or no income source for months. Plan for how you are going to survive during such times. Eliminate your wish list items for your business and focus on must-have entities. Have a plan B ready which takes care of extreme unpleasant situations with respect to all resources. Earn while you build. If you are currently working somewhere, don't immediately quit your job for business because business is going to take some time to get going. If you have some fixed income source flowing in regularly, don't let it go. If you are a fresher starting any business, try to look out for some part-time assignments in the initial stages. Networking. One challenge that business owners face is that they don't know how to sell. It is important for you to get out of your comfort zone and be vocal about your product or service in public. You need to embrace social media for better reach. As a new business owner, you will need to play multiple roles by networking with customers, clients, as well as suppliers and vendors. You must be able to communicate effectively for payments and negotiations. Legal compliances. Ensure that you as a new business owner imbibe this good habit of being clear in terms of legal requirements. Legal compliances depend on the kind of business you have registered. It may be very costly for you to hire a person specifically for this role, so better outsource this to a consultant. Balance passion with wisdom. You have to be passionate in business to be successful, but make sure that passion doesn't override knowledge, especially in decision making. Passion will move you forward, but knowledge will set you the right direction. Learn to get your business boundaries right and say and don't say yes to everything that comes your way. This was a brief on how to start your business and other key requirements that you should be looking at. If you have any queries or need our services in any of the areas, please feel free to contact us at the details provided in the description below. We would be more than happy to assist you. If you find this video informative, do like it and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to our channel to get notifications of our upcoming videos. Thank you.